Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Madam Premier, you are recognized as a smart lawyer and a champion of human rights. Alberta Union people, therefore, are honestly insulted and distressed by Bill 46, apparently designed to save public dollars. Bill 46, of course, takes away bargaining rights guaranteed under the Charter and assured by former Premier Peter Lougheed, your mentor. Please explain to all Albertans, particularly unions, how a protracted Bill 46 battle in the courts, paid for by Albertans, and which you will lose, will save money.
Honourable Premier.
Well, Mr. Speaker, as we said when we introduced the legislation, we believe it's very important to be accountable to Alberta taxpayers and to make sure that public servants get fair compensation. We hope that that legislation will allow for a negotiated settlement. We understand that everyone has the opportunity to take a look at challenging legislation. We understand that the AUPE have decided to do that. Mr. Speaker, our fundamental responsibility is to try to reach the outcomes that we set in our legislation, and we'll try to do that, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, I'm just going to get the Minister of Justice to clarify whether Bill 46 is under sub judice.
My understanding is that that's under appeal, Mr. Speaker, 23G.
So it is sub judice then to pursue questions in that way. Honourable member for Calgary Mountain View, do you want to recraft your two final subset?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Does the Premier not see how this action is harming both her moral credibility and her credibility as a responsible steward of the public purse?
Honourable Deputy Premier.
Mr. Speaker, it is precisely the responsible stewardship of the public purse that brings forward a bill like Bill 46. We made a promise to Albertans and a promise to all of those who are paid by the public that we would treat them fairly and we would treat them consistently within the context of the fiscal framework. We made the promise and we made agreements with various sectors that are paid by the public purse, and we wanted through Bill 46 to ensure that that same opportunity was extended to our union.
Thank you. Trying to avoid Bill 46 directly.
Mr. Speaker, these are frontline workers, servants, teachers, cleaners, nurses. Adding insult to injury to all Albertans is the poorly managed imposition of pension changes. Have you considered the cost of these negative actions, both in terms of loss of your trust, reduced worker morale, and lost productivity in this province?
Honourable Minister of Finance.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the honourable member mentioned the pension changes that we're advocating for the pensions. The promise of keeping a defined benefit pension plan is exactly what we're protecting, Mr. Speaker. As I said in this House a few days ago, last July 2012, I met with all the pension boards, which are members of the union are represented on those boards, and we talked about whether we would go to a defined contribution or a defined benefit program. They wanted us to protect defined benefit, Mr. Speaker, and that's exactly what these changes are all about. In fact, Mr. Speaker, we are doing what we can to protect the promise to those employees.